What's going on, investors? Just here from Investments, and today we want to talk about what's happening in the altcoin market. And clearly, the first thing we're going to talk about is DogeCoin, who is just on a massive run. And we're going to cover a couple articles that I wanted to point out, as well as a couple of other coins and a tweet from one of yours truly in the crypto market. So first thing we're going to talk about is DogeCoin, obviously. And we've made a couple of videos of it in the past, back in February. And we were saying this was forming a descending wedge. And it really didn't do much. It was very stagnant. However, the price was remaining at about this 4.5-cent level, which correlates to this prior resistance here becoming support. So we were saying this is kind of our line in the sand here, and we don't want to see it drop below. And you can see it kind of did right here and maybe touched right there. But it's bounced on that line a couple times. It's just retesting it, see if it's still support, and it has remained strong. And since then, it's been consolidating and consolidating, and now it's just running and mooning. And one of the things I like to point out here is this continuation pattern, because we see this a lot on a lot of different cryptos. You'll see this kind of wedge forming. And then what you'll see is as it consolidates and gets tighter and tighter, it'll form a nice little breakout, and then it'll pop to the upside. But you get these little consolidation patterns, and what these show is that it's a nice continuation pattern. And ever since this broke out of there, it's just been on a moon mission. And I mean, look at this. Even now, 24 cents. It's insane. This used to be less than a penny. And let's look at the max supply of Dogecoin real quick, because I don't even think it's fully out yet. So circulating supply is 129 billion, give or take. And it doesn't really say the max supply. So this is probably one that doesn't have a max supply. It could go infinite. With currently a market cap of 25 billion. It is now in the 8th spot on CoinMarketCap, so overtaking pretty much everything over the past 2 days, you know, knocking a lot of these coins out. So one of the things I want to cover with Dogecoin is this article on Cointelegraph, 3 reasons Dogecoin is up 123% this week, which is inaccurate now because it's obsolete and it's up to 220%. But anyways, there was a couple things I wanted to point out in this article. So there's a couple reasons they're stating why. Obviously, the first one being that altcoin market rally, which we're seeing across the board. There's tons of alts that are just pumping right now, which is great. But things like Dogecoin and XRP and some of these other ones like Ethereum Classic, to see these pump from a fundamental standpoint makes me kind of cringe, because there's really not much to them. They're kind of non-events when you look at something like Theta or some of these other cryptos that have real use cases like Link and stuff. So one of the important things I saw in here was this quote here from Kelvin. The reason this happens periodically is because there are a bunch of quaint funds out there that play the convergence trade between BTC and a handful of liquid alts. Whenever the alts look cheap relative to BTC, they pile in. When they look expensive, they rotate back to BTC. No fundamentals involved, so don't try hard to rationalize the moves. This strategy has proven effective over time, and there are enough managers playing this that it becomes a self-fulfilling and keeps recurring. So to compound on what he said, one of the things I brought up in the second to last video I just posted, which I'll leave right there, is altcoins about to blast off video. We talked about how when you look at coins like this, Tron versus USD, for example, they have just took off, right, compared to their all-time highs. But when you go and take this same coin and look at it versus BTC instead of USD, it paints an entirely different picture. And what it tells you is that these alts are very undervalued compared to Bitcoin. And I think a lot of these not only people but funds with a significant amount of capital are starting to realize this and push money into these alts. Not only that, but there's also people that have gained a good amount off some of these Bitcoin gains, the Ethereum gains, and all of those large market cap that are now looking to continue growing their money, and they're looking at these smaller cap coins. So it's actually one of the things that I was mentioning, that people are going to start piling into alts from BTC because these charts, they're just all-time lows, and this is even April. It was at an all-time low. Then the next thing I wanted to show from here was this friendly reminder, and this is where I get into the fundamentals and stuff. The DogeCoin started off as a meme coin. Yeah, sure, it's probably better than the currency of Venezuela, but friendly reminder that the fundamentals on most of these fossil coins are identical to what they were months or even years ago. As an altcoin trader, if you entered a trade off TA, but you regard TA for FA, somewhere in that trade, you're more often than not effed. It's okay to enter these on TA. You know, we could see this consolidation forming up and you could have entered this position. It would have been great. But don't think that these are fundamentally great coins now just because they're mooning. You know, these are, I don't want to say pump and dumps, but these are going to crash at some point. There's not much fundamentals to hold these up. Now I say that, and I say that about Dogecoin, but it's doing very well. And I think one of the things that's propping this up is Elon Musk, of course. And one of the things he did is he tweeted Doge barking at the moon, and very, very discreet, very nonchalant, pumped up Dogecoin. You could say which happened first, the chicken or the egg. Was the TA forming the pattern and it pumped anyway, and then he just compounded on it with this tweet here, but who knows. Either way, I'd be interested to know if he plans on buying Dogecoin as well as Bitcoin. That could explain why some of the strength exists. And knowing him, he loves a good laugh. Like, this meme coin seems like it would be the perfect thing for him. It really does. Okay, and here they say, despite Musk's affection for Dogecoin, Tesla is vested solely in Bitcoin by adding 48,000 Bitcoin currently, worth 2.5 billion to its balance sheet. So who knows? Maybe they're going to buy some Dogecoin as well. You know, spread the wealth. Either way, this is an insane pump. You know, this thing used to be pennies, less than pennies, and now it's up to 23 cents today. So just be prepared for it to pull back significantly, and I don't think there's a lot to it fundamentally, so be quick to take some profits is what I'm saying. If you got in here and you're riding this, be quick to take at least some money off the table. Be happy that you walked away with something rather than nothing. All right, next one. So Chainlink unveiled its new white paper on Thursday, and since then Chainlink has gone up crazy. Let's just pull up this. We don't need to pull up a chart, but it's up 30% over the past 7 days. So I haven't really got to read this new white paper much to digest it, so we're kind of just going to leave this at the surface level that they released it, and we'll get back to it once we do. Maybe next week sometime we'll post a new update about it. And the last article that I had from Cointelegraph was that Zen was pumping, and this one has kind of gone under the radar. You know, not a lot of people have been talking about Zen this whole altcoin cycle, and they have been doing just very well throughout all of it. You know, ever since November, they've just been chugging right along and hitting new all-time highs this morning at 116. And for good reason. There is a lot of new partnerships that they were talking about, cooperations with coins such as IOTA. The new mainnet is set to release in third quarter, and they're stating that it's on track. So lots of good things happen over on Zen, and it's one of those coins that I've been a long-term holder on just because I like what they're doing over on the project. So one to keep your eye on. So I want to pull up this XRP chart because I want to show you this consolidation pattern again. So what this formation is this pennant pattern, and typically it's a sign of continuation. So when you see it in a bull market, you're seeing it continue to the upside. And it's one of those ones that has appeared a lot in XRP in the past. So in 2017, 2018, if you look back at some of my videos, that's all I was looking at. As I was just seeing XRP keep making these, and we just kept piling in over and over. And we actually made quite a bit of money off just this pattern alone. Not very crazy TA, not anything you need a PhD in or anything, but you see this pennant forming and it breaks out above there, you can predict that it's going to continue higher. So something to watch as this bull run continues. So if you start seeing these in a coin and it breaks out, it might be an indicator that it's going to continue higher. Last but not least, while we are on the topic of chart formations, I do want to show you one last one that we are watching very closely. And obviously this is my baby Theta. So we are just keeping our eye on it, waiting for this to happen again. As you can see, it's happened back here, back in March, where you had a nice pennant formation and then a pump above there, a back test of that upside resistance, and then just pump higher. And this was a massive pump from $7 to about $15. So just a crazy run. So what we're looking at with Theta is we're looking to see when this new pennant that's forming is going to pop up to the upside. And it's getting really tight right here. So it's getting closer and closer each day. And what we did is we came to this previous pump from $7 to $15, and we superimposed this to the current pump. And what we could potentially see is a $20 Theta off of this pump. So that's all I got for you today. I want to give a special thanks to our Patreon supporters, especially this gentleman here who's been active in the Discord. If you join up on the Patreon, don't forget to join up on the Discord. He's just been crushing it on his crypto trades lately, and he's been kind of posting his profits off of it. So nice job, dude. You're just crushing it. So good to see. And we like hearing the stories over in the Discord. So if you're trading, you're playing with some cryptos, hop on the Discord. It's worth it just to chit chat and get some experience from some of these guys. A lot of us have been here since 2016 and on. So we know a lot of the old coins, know a lot of the fundamentals of some of these coins. We have people that just specifically do TA. It's a good growing community, and stop on in. Other than that, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm thinking about doing more of these news type videos. Hard to do fundamental only videos because they take so much time to do the research, and I actually got to write a script for it because I'm not that good at speaking off the cuff. Yeah, so that's just what it is. So let me know in the comments below if you like this kind of content. Appreciate it. Maybe I could do daily or couple days a week or something. So that's it. Till next time. Later.